Hi, I'm Tracy Radley and welcome to Transmission Tuesday Light Language Healing Activation for this week, helping you on your ascension journey, coming to you from Mexico. This week's video has been a mix of topics. I wasn't sure what I would be talking about. I'm still not exactly sure, but I'll just see what comes out. So much has happened collectively this week. With energy shifts, as I mentioned last week, there was a lot around anger coming up, and this week's been no exception. The last few days, I know myself included, it's been quite intense with high energies coming through, forcing us to look at our stuff, and we're getting people and situations to be those loving triggers for us to bring the baggage up and out to deal with. So the main lesson that I found for myself and in everyday situations is you've really got to use your awareness, develop the awareness to look at what these triggers are beneath the surface. So it's when the trigger of anger comes up, something happens, something from your past is being pushed. So it's not actually the person or the situation at the time. It's just a memory and an energy vibration that's being activated again for you to look at. You've got to catch it early enough to make an empowered choice about how you want to respond to the situation, how you want to respond to your internal feelings, rather than going into the autopilot actions and responses in that way. Where it's coming from old programming and where it's coming from the subconscious, we just automatically do. So this is part of self-awareness. This is part of your own being and living conscious, is watching yourself, observing what you do, and then choosing a different response to what you have in the past if it doesn't serve you. So this week's been a real good test for a lot of people on that. How you've done, that's a personal journey for you. And all I can say is sit and look at the experience deeper than just the initial trigger. So for me, a lot of mine that's been coming up the last few days has been anger rising, but it's been in relation to deeper core issues, nothing to even do with this lifetime. And I'm lucky that I have the awareness of what that is. And so mine has been a lot around rejection. So the anger coming up is actually triggering old memories of where I felt rejected. Now this is like, if you say people have their core issues to move through, there's like this one core lesson that you have to get amongst all the others. There's one big rooted one. So for me, I know mine is the rejection. So on so many layers, I've worked through it and done so much. And then there's times like the last few days when I say, okay, that's actually what's getting triggered. It's not the person, it's not the situation I'm in, it's my feeling and the deep rooted feeling of rejection. So where is it at its core? And layer by layer, I peel this back. So for you, you need to be able to look at the situations that are being triggered for you, look at the patterns where this has happened in the past, and see if you can determine what the underlying core belief that you have, that you need to be shifting, that you need to have awareness of, so you can then turn it around. So for me, it was bringing up a lot of, I have to be thankful for those people and those situations that have come up the last few days for showing me this again. There's still more layers for me to move. So these are not conscious layers. These are not conscious me going, people are rejecting me. It's not in that level at all. It's really deep down. I'm a very old soul. So there's been a lot of layers and layers and layers to go through, and they do continue. But what I found is that I can catch it quicker and that I can move the energy faster. Some of it I've sat there and just allowed it to bubble up and let the tears come out as I let those energy memories release. Yesterday I found I wanted to spend time at the gym longer, just exercising and physically moving the energy that way. So you have to work out what tools work for you. But the biggest thing is to be aware of what's happening below the surface if you can. So I'm actually going to be bringing through, I'm getting told now, it's actually a channeling for others that are also experiencing the rejection as a core issue. So it happens for us on so many levels, whether we're aware of it or not. So it seems this week I'm bringing something through for rejection, so we can help move some of those layers and let you know that you're okay as you are. And in essence, when you have that feeling of rejection, it's actually when there's parts of you that you're still rejecting. So that's where you have to step up and embrace yourself. So for me, as this has been happening, I have to be consciously and actively doing acts of self-love towards myself to show I'm taking those steps to accept every part of me. And you need to be doing the same whenever they come up. Self-love is so important. And these triggers, whether it's anger, whether it's grief, whether it's shame, blame, any of those things, you still have to find that essence, that reassurance of self-love, because that's really where everything stems from. So without babbling too much longer, I'm going to go into the channeling. But while I remember, if you have contacted me by email at some point through watching these videos and you haven't received the response, just know I have responded to any emails. I always respond to the emails. However, they may have ended up in your spam. And if you don't check your spam, they will then get deleted. So if you have contacted me direct and you haven't received a response, check the spam if it's been recent, and if it hasn't, please contact me again. I will resend the message in response to you, but you need to be checking the spam mail and then add it as a contact, so in the future any correspondence goes direct to your inbox and not into the junk. Okay, yeah, I had to do a reminder on that one. Okay. All right, now if you want to close your eyes and open your heart, I'll bring this transmission through to help shift those subconscious layers we have of rejecting ourselves. Okay, and I'll bring it through now. Siti awina kutashkera tela waskita, shawalesia tokandela wayasia shuka. Kalasia nashetala sea tukaskita yanake. Kawala se halase yishunta kenta waleskita. Kilashia tua eskanta ke kanta. Mahwale siata tukasente tiashkuratela. Wahale sansale siata. Hulala sansale shitate. Tehalas gato kato nesala shetiata kuta. Malalia suta sela halasa. Sawala waskita numshate kitanase. Mawadle lula siatu kutuna leshkitita. Talale askatu talele santatu kaskutate niskarashkudeta. Mahasela la la le sela. Wawale laskita shunate katu kaskenita. Mahasela laskudate she. Shawala le sansala waskudeta nakashkerita. Mahasela skudatuta. Tahala sela shita tuka sulla ansale shina kashkerita. Tawalde askuda mela luaskia skudeta. Tahaleskita. Tawala laske hashke. Shawale suhale la laskianeski. Shihalua hehua laske haskaneske. Sela la sela waske ita. Tulala sansa sekita, ketuta sansa selekishkanta, tawala santa shela, la wasela skedata, ma waske, ni askuda, mahale ke ashke, ni alosea, mahaski ashke, shaluka etukata, nene nekada shanta, mahalele lela la kedeshe shonakate kedesensa. Mahalalele la sensa sena kerete kere malula se sena kerete ta tu shansha shalula la le sunsa sansusu salale shalula le se la la keshki Tia wala le 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 le. Shawa la le 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 le. Hawa la le 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 le. Hula la le 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 ska. Shawa la le 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 sa. Sua le le le. Malua le le. Si halula skurate. Masula laska. Sawa le le sa wale le tatu. Tale kita no te kashkune te kaski nyashkirita. Wale askula le skuda te koshka. Kalulaske halula leliasku. Kinamane karasheto kaske elokaske. Kilashke nakrete. Mawaleske. Chualeasku. Aleatua neasku atuka. Kalua. Helala. Meolala. Shehula. Helola eskuda etuka. Kelu a eluaske. Se u ale ela. La wa e uta kunsa sansa selekeshanta. Tawale sansala. Mawale si sansala keshanta. Tawale sensiela lula se haleski datu. Hualaske osasa. Sa wale asasa su haleshita. Tawalu sa susane kerete de karasan sa lo sheti. Titukasusa. Sa wale uskare tuta tushkena te tuta. Mawale si tantu karasense. Se huale sa wale sanse. Se hula shentia tukare sensa. Suhala le osanta. Samareneka. Sa wale iskunta. Talola eskunta. Tavola eskunta. Chalo kase suseneka sunta. Salo kase selo askenti. Peola se oase suhale shishintioka. Kaloa se sunsalaka. Shalala seka. Kaloa sensese. Sheshuma se susanke. Sheshuma kuntushkanke. Shalola le de sansa. Suhala se sense la kashantiata. Talawa sensia la susase e. Helale le sansa sele shanchancha. Shawale sun sansanse. Shalo la sensi sumanse. Sela la sansa sunsa. Sula lesa. Salo la se santa dedicasa. Sa susama keshanti tutukade sansa. Sa suhale se sula shantiata. Tawa sense suale shantuate. Tawalu seo san sola kashin chelo kasente. Telua sun salo sa santa. Tatu make sensela haneke suti. Tila wasela kasu. Susale sansa seneke tanakasa. Sawale sansa lu sansa se senaka. Masusa seneke. Sesumaka sensa. Sasusumake shanta. Sansumake sensa. Salomake sun sala shentuta. Tantu kare sanse lokashantia sansa. Sansu sanake shanshu shanake sansa. Tatu kare sanse turaka. Kaluma kare sansan sanse lokashante. Tantura kare sansa lokasansa senekashante. Tanmakase seloa sense lokashante. Tentakare sentente kare sente. Talamase susala kenshante otinakare sente. Salamakase no karashante no kanasene hinaha. Alright, there's a transmission for this week. I hope you receive benefit from it, and if you do, if you like the videos, if you're feeling a transformation or the light bulb's gone off in something that I've said that you've resonated with, I would really love to hear about it in the comments if you want to add it below, and doing that will also give the other people opportunity to see growth takes place at different stages for different people, and it gives them hope and encouragement to continue on the journey. But as you know, once Pandora's box opened, there's no closing it, so you just kind of have to find your way on the path anyway. What else is there? Alright, I'm getting asked to remind people or mention that if, again, you do find benefit from these videos, if you feel like adding donation as an exchange, there's a PayPal button if you're looking at it on the link below or on my main YouTube channel up above, to help that balance of exchange there. If you feel aligned to do so and you're in the position to do so, that would be greatly appreciated. myself, as with a lot of other people that have been on this path for quite some time, there's a lot of sacrifice and there's a lot of things that we've had to go through to be able to bring these tools to help you. So I guess as an exchange, if you feel aligned to, that's kind of like an acknowledgement of a way of our journey as well. Like I said, to be here for you. For myself personally, I don't actually have, and I haven't had for quite some time, any teachers guiding me, supporting me for quite a few years, or even just someone continually for any long period of time. I've mostly fumbled my way through this to come to the realizations and learnings myself, way shower type of thing. And that's made it really tough not to have someone to reach out to. So I really have had to go in and get myself through this stuff, as we do all have to do. It's just at different levels. And now I guess with internet and different things like that, there are more communities that you can get the reassurance and tools from to help you move faster. So if you're in a position to be able to do an exchange, that would be great. Not just for me, but anyone that you align with, and you find that you've received benefit from, that's made a significant change in your life, a realization and a release. It is a form of balance, and everything in life is energetic, and it is about giving and receiving. So a lot of people, myself included, have had to learn to receive because this wasn't natural for me. I've always been the giver, and it's taken a lot for me to actually receive over the years. So I'm not sure why I'm getting guided to say that, but I guess it's just something that needs to be said, and the right people will resonate with what I'm saying. Maybe you're the one that's also a giver as well, and it's time for you to step up and allow yourself to receive, because everything in life needs to be in balance. And one other thing that I've learned and experienced over many years of being on this path is, you know what, it's dropping the expectation that also the person that you've given to then has to give back to you. That's not the way it is. If you're giving to somebody in that way, it's not the right way. That's out of obligation. That's doing it with a set outcome in return. And with that is a lower vibe energy. So be aware if you're doing something out of obligation or because you think you should, it doesn't carry the unconditional love with it. And for me, I've done a lot of work volunteering. I have projects in Nepal that I've had since 2010 when I first walked away from my paid job, and I worked harder for free setting up this stuff in different communities and helping people over there, and obviously other places I travel as well, but they've been the main ones since then. And what I found, while not getting any financial return from it, I was getting growth and learning from it, the experience. I was able to expand myself. And my main thing also with the people that I was working with is like, I know financially nothing's coming back and I don't expect that. But in some way they are paying it forward to other people through what I'm offering them and what I have taught them and what they have taught me. I share that with others as well, about the growth and expansion. So that's another way of exchange that can take place. So just be mindful that when you give, do it from your heart without anything in return, and it comes back tenfold if you can do it that way without the expectation and attachment to it. So just another little bit of word of wisdom there that I've learned along the years, and it's something I've lived by for a long time now. And something really interesting came, just random conversation here, came up this morning for me, and it was maybe to mention here, is like when I was young in primary school, so maybe 11, I started then raising funds for disadvantaged kids in Africa, for example, through some fundraising stuff in Australia. Like I had a really strong connection to that since I was a kid. I remember seeing in primary school, I am not having my own children. There's too many unloved kids in the world. I'm going to be there for them. And in my own way, I have been, but it hasn't just been children, it's been adults, it's been everything. And I went, oh, okay. When I decided, when I got my first job, I was sponsoring my first kid overseas to help with their education. I guess as my way of giving back from a young age. And I got my first job when I was 15, part-time job after school. First thing I did was sign up with one of those projects, the big international companies or organizations, and sponsored my first child. And it's interesting because my mum has said to me a couple of times, she's like, you were always different. You were never like the other kids, like my brother and sister, or other kids that she knew. She's like, there was always something different about you, but we just kind of didn't know what it was. Now they get it. They don't understand it, but they get, like, in a big way, I am very different. But it's been since I was a child. Like, the first time I was told I was a healer, I was only maybe 10 years old. I was told then I had healing hands. But I was told by someone who had absolutely no awareness of anything spiritual. They'd just been on the receiving end of it, and I honestly had no idea what that meant either. But it was like, they're like, oh, you're going to be an awesome massage therapist because your hands, you just knew where to go. And I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. Just did it. It came very natural. And, things have been popping up, reminding me, like, the first time I recognized a soul that I knew before I was 4 years old. I had the feeling in my heart, and I'm like, I know you. I'm going to marry you. I've been your wife before, type of thing. And it was a really weird recognition to have. And it was only, over the years, obviously I've seen it for what it was, but I knew it in my heart. And that never changed as I was growing up with this person. It's like I've known them, and over the years, like, we haven't been around each other, but on the odd occasion when we've spoken, it's like, yeah, we both felt the connection since we were small. We just didn't know what it was. So you may have your own experiences, and those reminders may come up going, yeah, actually, I really was aware when I was younger. I was tuned into this. I just didn't know it at the time. So when I look at it, like, the journey that I've been on, walking away from income and securities, like, while my heart was pushing it, there was a lot of resistance to it. Obviously, letting go of the material world and stepping into the unknown, and every day is an unknown because nothing's certain, especially more these days. But what I found after a couple of years spending a lot of time in Nepal on these projects, I looked at some photos and I realized I was the girl in the ad I'd seen when I was small, walking along through the villages. I was barefoot with the kids either side of me, and I went, wow, I manifested that. I actually created that from childhood. I saw that and on the TV, and it's like my heart went out, and then suddenly I'm in it, like, years later. But it wasn't planned. It wasn't expected. It wasn't in Africa like I always thought I was going to go and do it. I'd ended up in Nepal because I actually had really strong roots there, a lot of karmic stuff to work through there. But at the same time, I was fulfilling this, like, lifelong dream or mission or whatever you want to call it in a physical form. And I had so much growth from it. So something else you'll get pushed to do if you haven't already, so I want to give you the courage and hope to do that, is take the leap of faith when your heart calls you to do something, no matter what the ego and logic says. It's, like I said, it's been many years for me going into the unknown. When I first left my job, I ended up doing volunteer work, but it wasn't planned. And I never realized I would never go back to my old life when it actually happened. I thought, oh yeah, another 6 months here, I'll get this project up and running, and then I'll be back to earning an income and having a home and all the comforts you get. No, that never happened. I did some time back in Australia, a few months a year, to earn some money to get by, to go off again. Again, this is all, like, heart-laden in the process. A lot of pain and suffering and a lot of stuff coming up to clear and work through, from being in different countries to different cultures, and then returning to your own when you've gone through so many different experiences and you don't fit in anymore. So I've done it pretty extreme, and then you learn to just adjust to where you are. It takes time to develop that skill and not to have judgment where you are. People are as they are. They only know what they know until they know something different. And for you, it's to have the lesson of accepting people as the point of time that they're in, not expecting them to be more than they are. So, there was times on the journey I wish my family was more awake. People I interacted with were more awake. And then I had the realization going, they are where they are. Why should I expect them to be any different? Their path is not mine. Mine is my own. They're doing theirs the way they know how to do it with the tools they have, and I'm doing mine the way that I know how to, and it's ever evolving and it's ever changing at a very different capacity, but it doesn't make me more or less of a person than they are. Their soul has their mission, mine is different. That's all it is. And yours is the same. So just be aware not to place others as less than you, or you more than others, or yourself less than others. If somebody else is further on the journey than you, it doesn't matter. There's no race, there's no end time frame for any of this. It's all in your own time. It's all when you're ready to receive. It's all ready for you, like when you're ready to let go, and have the next realization and the next shift. And there's no comparison to anybody else, because your journey is so different. It's never going to be the same as somebody else's. And it's really important for you to remember that. You are unique. And going on this awakening journey, it's an ongoing journey, and you continue to discover more things about yourself. There's the light side when you get pushed to see how far you can expand at that point in time, and then you go, wow, I never knew I could do that. And then there's the times when you get put into the depths of it and you see your shadow side or the darker side from the old programmings, from the old experiences, and that's okay too. It's all part of the ride. We just have to master the tools to come into a state of acceptance, awareness, and be present in each moment, so that you have the power and control to actually consciously respond to what's taking place. And when you can do that, you become the master in the game of your life. You're not the player anymore. You're not getting played. And that's a journey we're all going on, and people are at different levels to be able to do that, but it's ongoing practice for mastery. I said you're not going to get it overnight. You might get it one day and you can implement it, and the next day you don't, and it's perfectly fine. It just means there's more layers for you to go through, and you will do that in your own time when you're ready. Practice self-love and nurturing while you're going through the process. Okay, there seems to be more just jibber jabbers, but hopefully it's helping you with some of the stuff that you're going through, some of the experiences you've had. But I do encourage you just to sit with yourself when the emotions come up and just see beneath the surface of what's being triggered, because somebody's lovingly pushing your buttons to show you extra growth, the growth that you're ready to take for your next step. All right, I'll stop talking now. Sending you love. Like I said, comment below if you feel aligned to place an exchange. Please do so. It would be greatly appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Have a wonderful week. Take care, and please practice self-love. I'm sending it to you always. And I'll talk to you next week.